really just focus on getting the 3 down. He's got to avoid the pink. Is he going to avoid that at all costs and just go behind the 8? Yeah, you can't fault him there. The hit, though, might be fairly automatic for SSR. One of the best in the business.
Still wonder if Copenhagen is suffering from some kind of lingering hangover from that defeat in the Hanoi Open final. He must have fancied his chances greatly the way he played to get there. And let's face it, one of the big reasons he lost was because he made some glaring mistakes.
Yeah, and that's one of the questions I had here this week, Phil, is how would Ko respond to that, especially, and I'm just saying, Chua on the same team. He wants to catch the bottom side of the 2 here, but the problem is the cue ball's going to track towards the 3, so I don't really know how this can end up very good. Needs to hurry, and it's not going to. A real good opener for Ko Pin-Yi. Good look at Carl Boys.
Looks a little subdued, doesn't he? Chewing the fingernails. Easier to play than to coach. Easier to commentate than to coach.
Yeah, he was talking to me last night, Phil, and it's kind of a helpless feeling out there, especially as a player. We all know Carl was a world-class player. And I think this is an important rack for Ko. Good look here. 7. Frozen. Elevating here. So he's just going to punch up a little. Felt like it might have been a little easier to lose the cue ball there, but no harm, no foul.
Typically efficient from the star of Chinese Taipei. He draws first blood, and
the problem is the cue ball tracking the wrong direction. Too much traffic. Is he going at the bank? Oh, he has. He's done a great job.
I think these 2 players are very similar in so many ways. Certainly in the way they conduct themselves off table. Both model professionals.
For Team Europe.
We keep talking about their likeness.
Team Europe,
here's another one. The first 2 racks have been shared, both with really well-crafted dishes.
Okay. What's the 2 do? I think he's going to be just fine. A little bit flat on it, though. Real tough to get to the red 3, which is down here at the bottom half of the table. Yeah, and the problem here is, unless you put some type of a punch or draw stroke on this ball, going forward is almost impossible, to be honest, especially with the slick cloth. So he's going to have to juice this one up or punch around. I think he has enough angle to punch around, but notice the black 8. That could be a big problem. And the 6 is also a problem in the center of the table. This is actually very tricky to get back down here to the 3. Notice the cue ball hit here, extreme low. Oh, wow, what a strike this is, Bill.
Whether it's pool or snooker, crowds love that shot. The deep screw length of the table.
Yeah, he's actually hit this ball too good. He's a little steep on the 3. Absolutely amazing shot from where he was.
Extension
so
cool.
He thinks he can hold. You just don't want to get too thin on the purple. Oh, he had no problem holding. So it obviously goes. Well, there you see the tilt of the head. This is close. Well, there you see it. And there you don't. Defensive play forced by the draw stroke that he mishit the shot prior.
He would rather have achieved shape, of course, but that's a very good second prize. FSR in deep trouble.
Yeah, Phil, as bad as it looks, though, FSR has to be happy to be at the table. But he is in deep trouble. He's going to have to play this long. The cloth naturally going to lengthen out off the third rail. It's on his extension. Okay, looking at the one rail line, I just don't know if you can get any separation this way. Because he's going to have to swerve, I believe. Therefore, the speed's going to come off the cue ball. Yeah, notice the speed as well. So he was really going for the make there, if anything.
Coe's poor positional shot, only delayed, it seems. He's winning of this rack.
He cut it fat. Yeah, just, oh, look at this finish. Right on top of the 9.
I'm going to use a phrase that Jeremy has taught me. He's in the trees.
Yeah, he's in the trees or on the gum. We say in the States he's jacked up. None of them are any fun. And you can't fault him. This looks pretty good. It needs to run a little, but notice what he did there, Phil. He had the 4 and the 6 as protection as well. Just a bonus if he gets behind the 8.
Well, having been in the trees, he now wants to turn over a new leaf and get things going. Not just for himself, but for Europe.
Extension call.
Phil, you're in dead stroke.
Just talking about Jeremy, and there he is on the front row. He gets everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, with Brett Garrison, Q-Tech. Next to them, Butch Puya, just a few rows down. Does a lot for the sport out here in Manila. What's he doing here? Is he going to attack? Oh, wow. And the 2 cleared the 6. So he's got the same play in the lower right. Oh, it's just short. I don't know. I've watched Coe play a lot of pool. He just, to me, seems real quiet so far this last day and a half. This is really awkward. He might be forced to go to the top right and swing the cue ball around, maybe with a middle to a middle right ball. Yeah, he's going back behind the 8, Phil. It's not going to get there. Yeah, this is an error.
Big error, yeah. Because the red 3 definitely goes past the green 6. Well, he's looking at it. I'm sure it does.
Yeah, the overhead told us it did, but there's a good look. Maybe the carom. But this is tight if it plays past the 6. It could just nudge him up behind it with a drag ball. Well, it did go, Phil.
Koh Pin Yi adding a little drama into the mix.
Speaking of FSR.
Yes, it doesn't matter how much shot clock pool you play, occasionally you're going to fall foul of the timing system. And maybe Francisco Sanchez Ruiz is going to fall foul of Ko Pin-Yi. The crowds in Asia love this man. Ko Pin-Yi, they shout.
Oh, a little wide with the one. Oh, and this is exactly what El Ferrari needed. Maybe caught him a hair thick. Looked like he made great contact.
There was plenty of room for error, and that was a tentative stroke. It just was. Edgy, jabby.
Nice recovery. Very nice recovery. Fans like it. And there are some European fans out there. Just pinch this back. Do not want to stay below the 7. Just make sure you get back. And he did. It's okay to play the 8 in the same pocket as the 7.
That is Ko Pin-Yi's wife, who was with us for the final stages in Hanoi last week.
Yeah, is he dead straight here? Does he just stop? These guys want to avoid the middle pockets at all cost. But you don't want to miss the 8 trying to get somewhere else. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with just stopping right there. And that's what he's looking at now.
Now then, this might look elementary. It is not. Anything into these centre pockets can be missed. You can see not a lot of pocket to aim at. Well done. That was a pressure shot, and Francisco Sanchez Ruiz delivered. So Ko Pin-Yi had the break, but he did nothing at all with it. And the European fans now back cheering.
Yeah, this will really test the blood pressure. Tell you who's great at this shot is Chua. Johan Chua. He's done very well there. The speed was perfect, the accuracy. Well, it was perfect as well. He's gotten perfect on the 3.
There you needed a trio of trust in your nerve, your technique, and also in the table.
Yeah, Phil, and we just touched on his win at the Perry Open, right? Does that translate to positions like this? When the pressure's really on, when you really have to win the game?
Well, he's got his back to the wall against Dimitris Lakatos in the final. He was 11-10 down, won 13-11, so winning the last 3 racks when he simply had to.
Yeah, well, all too important game, and he came with it. The shot on the 2, spectacular position on the 3, and the 9 is down, Phil. Just what Europe needs right now. Did he get a roll?
He did not catch that ping 4 anywhere near how he wanted to. If he's got away with that, luck is very much on his side.
Yeah, a fraction thicker, and he is going in the lower left corner.
Extension cool.
I think you want to catch that ball going in. If not, you want to catch it thick on the other side. I believe he's got the short stick here. On the extension, rightfully so. He's going to have to put a little low on this as well. That's why he's extremely elevated. I'd say he's close to an even money to make this, and that's why.
You know, I've used this terminology before on this trip. Quite often these matches are determined by either blunder or brilliance, and that was the latter. The spark plug.
He's got to come with that power stroke again. Where's this going to finish? And right over the 7. His defense, that was extremely tricky. Basically straight on the 6. Caught it thinner than he wanted. Can chip the right side of the 7 and use the 8 and 9. Sending the cue ball up table. Did he overhit it though? Oh, this is a big look for FSR right now.
It's scrappy pool, disjointed. No great fluency, but great importance.
Yeah, and that alludes to the pressure that's involved, as you touched on just a little while ago. This man great at scrappy. Is he trying to come behind the 7 here or go into it? Yeah, he's coming behind it. So good at it. He and his counterpart from Spain, David Alcaide, both great at that shot, Phil.
FSR knows if he can eke out this rack, he gets to break in the next.
He's kicked it in, Phil. I think they like it.
That spectator was in 7th heaven.
Yeah, I think he's real steep on this 8. Big shot to finish here. He's handled it nicely.
Again, I'll say it, brilliance, blunder, or maybe somewhere in between, i.e. fortune. He's not won this yet, but what a turnaround, what a kick, what a pot, what an unlikely pot.
Rack number 8.
Start to slip away.
Team Europe to break, trading 4 racks to 3.
FSR's got to find something immediately. Where's the cue ball going? And it looks dry. The 1-9 lined up, or just the 1 past the 9. He struggled this match so far, Phil, with that break.
And we'll get a better impression from the overhead view just how viable that 1-9 is.
Okay, so it tells me the 1 plays on the left side. He's looking at the line of the cue ball. Wants to miss the pink. 1 rail up. Might come towards the 9 with the cue ball here. I don't think he's going to hit it with that much speed. I mean, if the 1-9 was lined up, I couldn't fault him for playing it. Very well handled. The speed was perfect. Phil, they're into it. They know what it means. Co showing up.
What a firm! It is Asia and Co. And it's also Europe limited to 2 points.